Hi everyone, this is week 2 of the Plan With Me, Budget With Me series. I got it figured out as best as I could, and I knew there was going to be quite a bit of thought put into this. So instead of making a forever long video with my figures back and forth and trying to figure out where everything goes, it took me a little bit of time, but I finally think I got it figured out. This week did not go as planned as far as money is concerned. I made a mistake that I did not catch whenever I was putting all of this together last time, and I will go over that with you. So, of course, the first page is the master list, and this is January. Recap of last week. Georgie did not get a paycheck because the whole last week of December, they did not work. So when I made the video last week, I had all of $80 left. I think it was actually $79. But anyway, we both got $40 for the gas tank, and that was it. We, kind of dealt with everything else as it came. And of course, the student loans are already paid, and the rent is already paid. So here's where I messed up. The JEA bill is $225. I did make a change to the Sprint bill because it is 101 and some change, so I rounded it up to 102. But that's only for this month. I guess it's going to change around a little bit, but, it is what it is. But the JEA bill, what I did right before Christmas, because money was so tight, was I decided to get an extension on the electricity bill. Because I got that extension, I didn't think about it anymore. So, that being said, because I didn't think about it anymore, I guess I just thought it was paid. And so, I come home on Wednesday night from work, and the electricity was off because the bill hadn't been paid, and the new bill had come out. So then we now had 3 months worth of bills come out with JEA, and I had to pay $485 to get it turned back on. So instead of anything at all coming out of our weeks for this, it's going to be $485. Okay, and then the gym payment is auto deducted out of my bank account, so that's already gone. Now, the gym payment comes out of my bank account every 2 weeks, so the 27th is the next one. And as far as the JEA bill is concerned, it's not due again until the 15th of next month. So anything that we put in here or here is going to go towards next month's bill because it's already taken care of for the month of December. The same with this one as well. And if it starts to build up and we have a little bit of extra, I can pay this off early because it's not a gym membership. It's a payment on a gym set that I bought for my husband for his birthday. And also here, as I explained before, if we end up with extra, I'm going to go ahead and pay that to the electricity company so that that's not just sitting there, because this is always going to be something like this. This will get paid off. So I would go ahead and send it into that. If I happen to have, a whole lot of extra money in over-the-counter medications or vitamins, and, say there's $100 extra in there over what we're already going to spend for the month, I'll put that in savings. I'll find another place to put that because, yeah, that's always going to be there, but it's not necessarily something where we need to have, back funds built up. Maybe I could use that for lawn service or something else. I can move that money around a little bit. But this in particular, I'll go ahead and I'll pay that off a little bit early because I'm going to be making payments on it every 2 weeks until it's paid off in October of 2017. And with this, that's always going to be there. If I had been paying on it extra, or even if I had remembered that I had moved those 2 payments out to, and I believe actually I had it moved out to the 6th, if I'm not mistaken, and then they didn't cut it off till Wednesday. So really, they gave me a very long grace period. And for that, I'm appreciative, because I was able to pay over the phone with my checking account, which, takes a couple of days for that stuff to process. Thank God, because otherwise we wouldn't have had power until today. And we live in Florida, so it's not real cold, but still, it's very difficult without power, and everybody knows that. Okay, so I do not have this amount of money. I didn't have this amount of money before this happened. However, this is the total of what we need out of every payday for all of these. And of course, not every one of these is absolutely necessary, but a lot of them are. And really, I would like to get to the point where, and this is why we're doing this, so I don't really consider this a failure, but I do consider this a lesson learned as far as stuff like this, where this is unexpected, and it wasn't necessarily unexpected. I did this to ourselves. I did this to us. So this is why I have to do this sort of thing. And I know for a fact that there are other people out there like me, and my family. So I want to make sure that I get this out there for you guys, so that hopefully somebody somewhere finds this helpful. So we will start with our first envelope, which I will do groceries, because that is necessary. We have to eat. So I've already got it all figured out. I've got $160 that I'm going to put in there. $140 that I'm going to put in there. I have budgeted $500 a month, which equals out to $125 a week. Now, if I have a little bit extra, I'm going to leave it there. And if I don't, then, that's going to have to come out of next week's fund. So I need to make sure that there's a little bit of extra left over after we go grocery shopping. And hopefully we don't even spend the whole $125, because I may not have that full $63 next week. So I don't have the full $188. So I put as much in here as I could. So let's see. Today is 113. And then I'm going to put DEP for deposit. And $140. And a $140 balance. And then let me put that here. Now remember, this is a double payday. We both got paid this week, so it should be $188. But right now, all I've got to put towards it is $140, which I think is good, considering that $125 is the budgeted amount for the week. Animal food and supplies. This is going to be the full amount for this, because we do need dog food and bunny food. So we will put the full amount there, because it will cost about $20 for a bag of dog food and a bag of bunny food. And both of those will last 2 to 3 weeks at least. So 113, DEP, 20, and a $20 balance. So even if I have a couple of dollars left over, I'm going to put that back in this envelope, because I think the dog food for a smaller bag, I think it's $13, and then the rabbit food itself is $5. So, even with tax, that may leave $1 and some change. Well, the change is going to go in the piggy bank, and then this will have an extra dollar in it, and we're going to leave it there. So we've got that here. Okay, and then the next one is household. So I put $10 in here. I think that we've got everything, but just in case if we run out of something like toilet paper or something that's really pressing, laundry detergent, something like that, then, you know, I'll have that little bit of cash to put in there. But of course, I'm going to try to leave it alone if at all possible. And if something should happen and I absolutely must have the overages that are in these envelopes, you know, it's going to have to be a real major thing for me to take the overage out of these envelopes. But, you know, we'll have to deal with that when it comes. I've got AT&T, that's our internet bill. It's due on the 15th. So today's the 13th, so I need to go ahead and pay it. This one in particular, their late charge is, they don't have a late charge. However, they don't send, for whatever reason, we do not get emails, we don't get phone calls, we don't tend to get any notification from them that the bill's late. So I've tried to make it absolutely without fail on month every time, because every time they shut it off, it's another $50. So my bill then doubles in price. So this one is important to me because it has got the highest, I guess, late charge. They don't charge late charges, I guess, for the plan or whatever that we're on. They just shut it off if it's, you know, I think more than 7 days late. So they disconnect it, and they don't, I haven't ever received a call, a letter, a notice, an email, anything. And I'm not necessarily positive that they even have to do that. So since this one doubles in price, I make it absolutely necessary that I pay it on time every month. And so I've got the $50 here to pay that. And I will go take care of that tomorrow. I love these envelopes because they, you know, they make it pretty easy. Like this one, I know I've got to pay tomorrow, so I'm not going to put it all the way in there, because when I go to put them all away, then I don't want to carry these envelopes with me everywhere I go, because I don't want them to get all torn up. So I will just put this in my wallet with a paper clip and a sticky note, so that I know where this belongs and that I need to go pay it while I'm out tomorrow. Okay, so deposit, and it was 50, and 50 is my balance. So we can mark this one as paid. Again, anything that goes into this envelope goes into February's amount. Okay, and then we have our allowances. Now, my husband's probably going to fight me with this and tell me he doesn't need any extra spending money. But the problem is I can guarantee you at some point he is going to come to me and he's going to want something. Regardless of what it is, how cheap it is, whatever, we are on a very tight budget. So he will have his $20 of spending money, which is far less than what I wanted to do, $50 a person per week, which should have been $75 going in here. And even though $75 would go in the envelope, you don't get $75 that week, and then $25 the following. You get $50 a week. So, regardless, that's just what's in here. Now, if he tells me he doesn't want it, then we'll leave it in the envelope. And if he changes his mind and he does decide that he wants something, or he wants to go out to lunch or something like that with his friends from work, you know, hang out with the guys after work, whatever, he'll have this $20 set aside specifically for that reason. And the same thing for me. And I know I'm going to find something that I won't. There's going to be something somewhere along the line. Now, Oops. Look at that. See? This is why I love erasable pens. Alright. Down here. Both of these are 20. And then tomorrow, you know, once tomorrow when we get up and whatever, I'm going to go, I'll go and I'll pay like the AT&T bill and go get the dog food and the bunny food. Actually, as a matter of fact, I used the last of it today, so we've got to go get it tomorrow. And they're going to be awfully hungry and not happy with me. Okay, so the gas money for me, for these I did put 60. That again is absolutely necessary. We have to have money to get to and from, you know, we have to have money to put into our gas tanks to get to and from work. So, but I've only budgeted $40 a week. So I've got $20 extra in each one of these just in case. Now I did fill up my gas tank. So we started out with 113 deposit 60 with a balance of 60, and wait a minute, I have that wrong. Okay. Woo! I just found an extra $20. Look at that, you guys. Okay, so I put some gas in my car, and so let's see, I've got $22 left, which means that I spent 38. Is that right? Is my math right, you guys? I don't even know. We'll do a withdrawal, and it doesn't really matter on here as far as I'm concerned how much, I'm sorry, where the money is spent as far as gas. It was spent at a gas station. I mean, you know, it would be different for groceries because there's going to be Walmart and Winn-Dixie and whatever, and that's fine. I may not even specify for that, but this in particular is important to me. So I put $38 in my gas tank, which leaves me with 22. And really, only $2 left for the week. So I guess worst case scenario, if I absolutely have to have these $2, fine. Now, if my gas money starts building up later on, way later on, because at $2 a week, it's going to take a little while, but way, way, way later on, if it starts building up, then we will use it for something different. You know, maybe we can put that in the automobile expenses fund, because I do want to build that up for things like tune-ups and like what's it called? Tags every year, things like that. Okay. And then gas for Georgie. Now he hasn't needed gas yet, but this is here for him if he needs it. So now that I found this extra $20, I'm pretty excited about it. I need to find a place to put it. Let's see. So that's paid. That's done. That's done. Groceries and household, both of those are recurring, so we'll leave those. Those really, I guess, won't ever really be marked off unless I already have, if I have extra money and I'm able, I guess, to put all of this in there. And those are marked off. Let's see, I don't have any specific bills that are $20 except for my emergency fund. But I think what I'm going to do with it, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed or not, but our Sprint bill is due on the 9th, and I have nothing to put towards it. My car payment is due on the 14th, I have nothing to put towards it either. So what I've figured out is I've got to take care of the little stuff also, as well as the big stuff. So the car payment, I'm going to make a full payment on the 20th, regardless of what money there is. I'm going to make a full payment over here on the 20th. So it's going to be a little bit late, but that's the best I can do. I don't have an extra $325 right now. And even if, you know, because this $485 is gone. $38 of my gas money is gone. So we have to eat. So even if I add up all this other stuff, it's not going to be there. I'm still not going to have this $325. So that's just going to have to wait until the 20th, and I'll have to make a lump sum payment like I did here. And it's also 1 month behind, so it's going to hit my credit, and there's no way to avoid it. There just isn't. I don't have anybody I can borrow the money from. It's going to hit the credit. I mean, there's nothing I can do. So it's not the first time. Hope to God it's the last time. But this is why we're having to do all this. So I hope that you guys understand and don't feel like I'm a failure at this, because it's really, really, really took a toll on me this morning when I realized how bad I had screwed this up. Because not only had I only budgeted the $225, but worst case scenario, I could have just paid the bill itself, which was $152. So that $152 would have been a whole lot easier to take care of than $485, because that $152 minus the $485 would have been real close to this $325, and I could have just went ahead and paid it, and then we could have started on February's payment. But like I said, this one is the payment that I make on the 20th is actually going to be December's payment. So I will do my best to catch that up. This is completely caught up. We have a zero balance. So this we will not owe anything on until February. So I'm not terribly worried about this yet. And I would like to start putting some money away for rent, but I'm not sure that's going to happen until we absolutely have to pay it, which is going to be on the 27th. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing it with you guys. And I'm trying my best to, keep everything in line so that you guys can see the things that we're going through and hopefully help you guys out. So let me go ahead and I will add my zeros. I'm going to put this extra $20 on the Sprint bill. Now with Sprint, we have account spending limit of $300. Right now, the account is at 102. So, like I said, with that $300 spending limit, I don't want to get that high, and I'm certainly going to try my best to avoid it. So, this little $20, as little as it seems, is going to help. And I will call them tomorrow and let them know what my plan is as far as payment is concerned. But generally with Sprint, as long as you keep in touch with them and you keep your account under that spending limit, it's going to be fine. They're not going to disconnect your service. It's when you don't call these people that they will disconnect your service. AT&T, for the longest time, I did not even know when it was due. And so that's the one that doubles your, ours is $50 a month. So that's the one that doubles in price if I don't go ahead and pay it. So that's that. Now, as far as the planning is concerned, now last week whenever I was doing the Plan With Me video, my daughter was actually in the room with me. So she was being very quiet. She was being good. But then she asked me specifically what these were. And I'm going to be real with you guys. My husband and I are trying to have a baby. My daughter is my bonus daughter. I don't have any biological children of my own. So that's what these are. And I'm keeping track of when and how often, of course. And then, I watch my ovulation, my periods, and all that stuff. Now, I did not mark out. I decided to stop marking these out and just listing them kind of as I go, which I went ahead and listed these, but I'm just going to list them as I go because I think that I don't like the way that this turned out because everything's all marked out and it just doesn't look clean and pretty to me. So, but what I am going to do, I'm going to look into, maybe with my spending money a little bit down the road, is I'm going to look into getting little stickers for dishes and laundry and things like that. Maybe a little vacuum for the 15-minute cleanup. I don't know. I'll find something. But I've got several things that I have to do today in particular. The laundry's already going. The dishes are not done yet. But, and I also did not do them yesterday. I did not do them yesterday because our sink started leaking really bad. And when I say leaking, I mean it was like pouring water. So we had to have maintenance come out to the house. So I could not do the dishes last night. And then I need to do this stuff for today. And I wanted to ask Ellie if she was interested in joining the Girl Scouts because I think that might be something that she might want to do. So, and that's a reminder because I don't see her every day, so I don't think about these things to ask her. So there's that. And I need to help a friend of mine with her insurance verification. Her insurance application. But with this is something that I take great joy in marking out. I've already decided that I want to do this. So the rent is paid for. The student loans are done. Sprint is not done. The first gym payment, it's done. JEA is paid for already because that was auto drafted out of my bank account. AT&T is going to be paid tomorrow. So that's it. And I think I'm going to go through and I think I'm going to add these to my Fridays because like the gas, the groceries, the household stuff, that sort of stuff, I think I'm going to go ahead and add them to my Fridays because I think it'll just be fun to look at. I don't know. I think maybe that's too much clutter. Y'all let me know what you think. Her concert is going to be at 6:45. And that's on College Drive. So, but let me know what you guys think as far as the planner is concerned. Is it okay? Do you think I should leave it over here to the side? Or do you think that I should go ahead and list it, when I put the things in there? Because, I've already got it in here. So it's already listed there. It's listed on the actual envelopes themselves, what goes in there and when. Do you think I should put it here too? Because this is really more of like to me, I envision this more as a life planner. It's my, go-to for things that are due, but these don't necessarily have due dates. So y'all let me know. Of course, this minute has gone 30 minutes long. Or, I'm sorry, this video has gone 30 minutes long because I talk. I talk too freaking much. So I'll work on that too. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I will see you next week. Hopefully with a better budget in mind. And hopefully things a little bit more organized. I'm working on it. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you next week.